Here we are at the Royal Farms Game of the Week, and the MIAA season is upon us. Booker Corrigan alongside Ty Zanders. Ty, McDonogh St. Paul's, two special teams for the 2015 opener in MIA.
Yeah, Booker, these teams always have very close games. I know St. Paul's won last year 12-9. You can make a very strong argument that we have maybe the two best teams in the league and probably the two best goalies, a lot of scores. Should be fun, you know, in the opener, where a lot of big games going on today and on Friday to sort things out a little bit.
It's like opening day.
Yeah.
It's a special day. It's like Christmas. Let's talk about St. Paul's. Some special events going on possibly today.
Yeah, I think, you know, Carter Flagg, I think everyone's watching him. He needs 2 more points to eclipse Connor Gill's all-time leading points record at St. Paul's, and is currently tied with Tim Whiteley, another Virginia standout, the son of offensive coordinator Mitch Whiteley. So Carter Flagg, great quarterback, can dodge from wherever off to Princeton next year. And then offensively also have the Pollard brothers and Alex McGovern as well. And then in Cage, of course, A.J. Barretto is a star.
Yep. And for McDonogh, who should we expect to see great performances out of?
I think, you know, we've talked about how it's not a star-laden team, but a lot of guys on the same page. But I think a kid like Robert Clark has taken a big step forward, and you know, I think you can rely on him to maybe get 3 or 4 goals a game. So let's watch him along with that defense. Guys like Zeke Narcisse and Armin Medgalchi and that strong first line. There's, like I said, there's so much talent in these two teams. It's going to be a close one.
The Royal Farms Game of the Week, regular season for the MIAAs here, and we got the opening face-off right when we come back. First quarter brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club, locally grown, nationally known. Stover and Barretto giving each other a high five. The goalies shake hands. McDonogh in their home whites with orange shorts. St. Paul's Road, blue on blue. Referees for today's game, Alan Gardner, Stuart Price, and Ned Schneebly. A mixed crew today. Great to have them on board. Chris Wilson doing the face-off duties for McDonogh and did a nice job. Check out the McDonogh IMG game. And the violation against Eli Ayer, face-off guy for St. Paul's. And McDonogh will take the first possession here in the first quarter.
Curious to see what the St. Paul's defense has in store. They struggled a little bit in their loss to Bullis on Thursday afternoon. You know, they can cover here and there, but the issue is really off ball. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Barretto can bail them out and how their middies play up top and the overall chemistry of this close defense unit.
Shot wide by Barrett Sutley, backed up by Jackson Morrill. Jackson Morrill, the son of Mike Morrill, played a little bit of lacrosse at Johns Hopkins. I thought they had a team when he was there. And there's Rob Black back with Butley, little pairs offense. Did I say Butley?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, Barrett Sutley.
Barrett Sutley, call him Butley.
As a new nickname now,
Yeah.
You know? It's not terrible.
Connor Young, no slide to him, and he's going to score.
McDonogh goal number 18.
Interesting defensive strategy there.
Yeah, I don't know if they were totally aware of who they had right there. Connor Young, it's known for putting the ball in the back of the net. Maybe a communication breakdown there.
And honestly, no slide. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. Eli Ayer and Chris Wilson back at the face-off dot. 1-0 Eagles. 10:46 to go first quarter here in the Royal Farms Game of the Week. Thrilled to be here. On campus at McDonogh, Eli Ayer with the face-off win. He goes back to Barretto. Defenseman Brendan Conley shares it with Patrick Carey, and Carey will touch it in the box for the Crusaders. And they're going to call that a push against Pollard, giving McDonogh possession. So far, the Eagles dictating everything about this game.
Never good to have an unforced error. Let's begin your first offensive possession.
Jack Kemp touches it in for the Eagles, and now here's Jackson Morrill. Mantelli, right to left split, and his pass goes awry. Barreto open behind the cage. They get it to him. Connolly with the running clear. And now McGovern has it for the Crusaders.
So important for a kid like McGovern to have a huge day. I think he's one of the better shooters, not only just in the league, but in the country. Can definitely sling it with his left hand off North Carolina. I think every time I've seen him this year, he's had, 3 or 4 goals. Oh. What do you call that, Book?
That is a whirly bird. Jack Pollard, that does not happen often. But McDonogh off to a great start right now. As Shinsky touches it in. Royal Farms game of the week. ATMs at Royal Farms, surcharge free. Get there and get everything you need. A little bit warmer weather, but some hot chocolate might go down nicely. And their fresh, never frozen chicken's always delicious.
It was my lunch today.
Yeah. Shot by Sutley out of bounds. 8:09 remaining first quarter. And here's Robert Clark. Clark double teamed briefly, and they try to get it up to McGovern. Great save of the ball by Dawes Milchling. And here's McGovern left-handed. Still 1-0 McDonogh. Milchling, a little bit of a step shot, save Stover. First work of the afternoon for Jacob Stover today. Sutley rolls back for his left.
Gotta imagine that Barreto and Stover will be facing off for a few more years in the Patriot League. Barreto off to Army and Stover off to Loyola. Two great keepers.
Connor Young behind. Clark looks quickly up top. Tries to get it to Blake Gray. Gray comes up the ground ball. And Robbie Black will settle for the Eagles. First quarter brought to you every time by the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club, locally grown, nationally known. The Baltimore Crabs. Check out their top prospect camp. Go to bmorelaxco.com. Sutley with a shot just wide. So far, McDonogh carrying the play. A lot of ball left. Clark comes around and does what he does best.
As I mentioned in the open, I think Clark has really, I guess you could say stepped up this year and led the McDonogh offense. It's an offense that just moves the ball so crisply. They're used to playing with each other for a few years. Really fun to watch this offense.
And Ty, he's really become adept at just coming around from behind and shooting before the defender gets his check on him, and before the goalie, steps off the pipe, he gets that far shot.
Nothing fancy. It's just, simple dots from X. Has a boatload of goals this year from, 5 to 8 yards. Very efficient, opportunistic shooter off the Georgetown.
John Foss with a great ground ball, pick up the long stickman for the Crusaders. And a much needed possession here early. Pollard with the flip. This is Joe Pollard. And there's Mitch Gordon working behind the cage.
Good to see Mitch back out there. He's a great player. Recently switched from North Carolina. He'd been committed there for 2 years. Now off to Virginia after next year.
Carter Flagg with that shot. And Flagg's got to feel some pressure every time he does anything. I mean, because he literally could break the St. Paul's all-time scoring record. Please Google St. Paul's lacrosse and check out the history there, because it's it is probably the best high school program in the history of the game.
25 titles in MSA and MIAA. Most recently 2010. Of course, they made the championship game last year, only to fall to arch rival Boys Latin. BL playing Carrot Hall today.
But through the 40s and 50s, in a 20-year period, they won 14 of the championships.
I guess you'd call it dominant in that era.
Flagg lets it go outside of the net. That's a mom goal.
As you can hear right below us.
The moms all cheering. And McDonogh with the clear. 4:20 remaining. You fans of the movie Neighbors might remember that as the combination to get upstairs. 4:20. Two 2-0 Eagles. McDonogh in their home whites. St. Paul's in their road Crusader blue. Barrett Sutley against the short stick. Turns the corner, has a step. Nice recovery, feed picked off. And just like that, Kyle DiPietro surrounded by a gaggle of Eagles. Connor Sorge with the clear for the Crusaders. And here is, Flagg's pass dropped by Mitch Gordon, but he comes over, picks for the ball, and Gordon corrals it. First game back for Gordon. This is Carter Flagg. McGovern rolls back for his left.
Sure, I'd love to take a short stick here.
Shot wide by McGovern, backed up. And this is Ben Bagley. Bagley's done a great job being a role player, playing within himself. I mean, with McGovern and Flagg and two Pollards.
I think we've seen him score the opening goal of that Garden City game.
Yep. In the One Love Foundation benefit event. A tremendous event. If you haven't researched the One Love Foundation, please do. McGovern shot, goal. Alex McGovern bringing the noise. 2-1 Eagles.
Alex McDonogh.
Just a simple dodge there by McGovern. Nice shot, quick release. Very lethal shooter on the run. It's a given that you need huge games. You know, every time St. Paul steps out, they want big games out of their big guns. McGovern and Flagg.
Let's go, Rich.
1 minute foul that time on number 17, Zeke Narcisse. Slap on the head. As a coach, I always tell my guys, avoid the check to the head because, A, you get a minute, and it's the most protected part of the body. It's not like you're, being a son of a gun by hitting them there. You're just putting us man down. Early violation, and Wilson will start with it. No double team right now, and Jackson Morrill settles for the Eagles as they look to kill off the 1-minute foul.
I'm really impressed this year with McDonogh's first midfield. Subtly young and black. Same line, I guess, almost the same line from last year. Of course, they're missing some guy named Britton Vowles, 4-year starter for the Eagles, now at Hopkins. Eagles always have a great midfield core going back a few years.
Black playing catch, and McDonogh does kill off the penalty. The face-off violation, just a killer for St. Paul's as the clock now blinks below the 1-minute mark. And here's Sutley. Inside Crazy Ivan and another. Rob Black turns the corner. Excuse me, Blake Gray. Blake Gray, he can finish outside, but he can also make a nice, nifty little play on the inside. And with that, Ty, inside a minute in the quarter, you've lost the race. I didn't win the race.
I was sleeping. I was sleeping on that one. It took us a while.
And I would also like to mention that Coach Rick Bricado won the race to Nifty, because when I went to talk to him before the game, he dropped the Nifty in early. Great pass, great finish. Carter Flagg has now tied the all-time record with that assist. Remarkable turn of events. And just like that, my man Matty Cruz, that smile on his face can only mean one thing. Just like the day after a bad chili cook-off, we're knotted at deuces. He's got the eyebrows going at me. We're going to have a good week, Matt. We're going to have a good week. What was it, Carolina, Virginia was knotted at deuces. And it was everybody. It's the new thing to do. And now we got the clock still running, whistles blowing, balls going. That's going to do it for first quarter. First quarter is brought to you by your friends at the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club. Check out the Baltimore Crabs, their top prospect camp. Go to BeMoreLaxco.com and investigate how you can get involved. And, of course, their Crab Feast tournament, second to none. Baltimore Crabs, locally grown, nationally known.